Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu. GitHub Actions, episode 8 of 14. Your production database credentials should never be accessible to a random pull request from a feature branch. Yet, if all your secrets are stored at the repository level, any workflow can potentially grab them. Resolving this security gap is exactly why you need gating deployments with environments. First, we need to clear up a common misconception. An environment in GitHub Actions is not a physical server. GitHub does not spin up a virtual machine or a cloud instance called production for you. An environment is purely a logical boundary configured inside your GitHub repository settings. It acts as a gatekeeper, controlling when a job is allowed to run and what data that job is allowed to see. The primary reason this feature exists is to enforce release governance and protect sensitive data. When you create an environment, you can attach specific secrets and variables directly to it. You might create one environment named staging and another named production. Each gets its own unique set of API keys stored under the exact same variable name. In your workflow file, you link a specific job to an environment simply by stating its name. When the workflow runs, the job referencing the staging environment gets the staging keys. The job referencing the production environment gets the live keys. This isolates your sensitive data completely. A job running in a feature branch cannot read the production keys because it does not run in the production environment context. But isolating secrets is only half the power of environments. The other half is protection rules. These rules act as strict gates in your deployment pipeline. The most common protection rule is a required reviewer. Let us look at how this flows in a real scenario. You have a workflow that builds your application and automatically deploys it to staging. That job succeeds. The very next job in the workflow is configured to deploy to production, and it references your production environment. If you have a required reviewer rule set up for that environment, the workflow stops right there. The job pauses, it is not dispatched to a runner, and the production secrets remain locked safely away. GitHub notifies the designated manager or team indicating that a deployment is waiting. The workflow will sit in this pending state until action is taken. Only when the manager clicks Approve in the GitHub interface does the gate open. At that exact moment, the job is dispatched to an available runner, the production secrets are decrypted and injected, and the deployment script executes. You can layer other protection rules on top of manual approvals. One option is a wait timer, which forces a job to delay for a specified number of minutes before it starts running. This gives you a buffer to cancel a rollout if you notice a spike in error rates on your monitoring dashboards right after a staging deployment. You can also configure deployment branches. This restricts the environment so that it only accepts jobs running from specific branches, like your main branch or specific release tags. If a developer tries to force a deployment job to production from a random bug fix branch, the environment gate simply rejects the run. Here's the key insight. Environments decouple your deployment mechanics from your access control. Your workflow file describes the exact steps required to deploy your code, but the environment settings inside GitHub dictate who has the authority to let that happen and which secrets are unlocked when they do. If you enjoy these technical deep dives, you can support the show by searching for DevStories EU on Patreon. Thanks for listening. Happy coding, everyone.